We've got a visitor tonight.
It's the Max the boy.
Yeah, Max is here. Come and say hello, Maxie. Come on. I've got your favourite toy.
He's camera shy.
He is camera shy tonight, isn't he? Hi, Wendy. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Kelly. Oh. Hi, Karen. Oh. Now, tell me how to pronounce it. Anya? Anya? Please spell it phonetically for me, because I was saying to Lady the other day, there's nothing worse than people getting your name wrong. Hi, Elsabe. Hi, Jen. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Mark. Hi, Ivor.
Hello.
Might losing power go. I know, it's windy here as well, but the big storm's not coming till Friday, is it? Hi, Diane. Max is gorgeous. Aren't you, Maxie? Come on. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Jill. Hi, Sue.
He got time on his hands.
Hi, Ruth. Time on his hands. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Funny. Well, we've had some crappy news today. Very crappy. Probably won't be seeing Martha in any classes again. Because unfortunately, a year and a week after we lost her half-brother to cancer, we're going to be losing Martha soon to the same. It's starting to look like a bit of a habit, because that'll be the third cat in a year. Although our vet assures me that it's not environmental, because none of us smoke. It's just one of those things. So we thought Max would cheer everybody up. So, yes. Have I got your little... Oh, what's that here? Don't you think he's grown? He is so big. He's absolutely huge.
Next to Storm.
Yeah, he's just a massive boy. And considering that we nearly lost him as well, unbelievable. Right, Max. You going to be a good boy while I just tell everybody what we're doing?
No, pencil play.
Pencil. Oh, I've got his pencil over here. Would you like your pencil as well? Oh, he's just blinked at the pencil. Right, okay, so tonight we're going to make this. Oh, sorry, Max. But I want to show you this. I haven't finished it yet, but it's near as finished. And this is going to be our next 6x6 Sunday. And as you can see, it's an awful lot bigger than 6 inches. So they say. But I have used a 6x6 pad for it. And I've used... I've got the new sub-box paper in here. Won't show you. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've got any spare up here.
It's German and hard to pronounce. Anne is fine.
Okay. I can just about manage Anne. Right. Okay. So, we haven't used Prima before as a brand. So this is the first time we're going to use Prima, and I am going to have kits for this, and they are going to be in the shop tomorrow. So shall we say 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? I'll pop them in.
Yes, we can say that.
We can say that, can't we? We're going to be around 5 o'clock tomorrow, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes.
But this is actually, it's 5.5 by, I think it's 9 inches. But it is using a 6x6 pad. And also for the kits, what I've got, thank you, Max, is some little paper flowers. I don't know if you can see this here, but this is one of Mark's little 3D printed strings. As modelled by Max. Do you want this one as well? Do you want this one, Max? Do you want that to add to your collection of 3D printed items? So that's going to be in the kit. And what I've done, so I've done like a little wreath on the front, but this is what they call a flag book. And I have made one in the past, but it wasn't in a kind of a general class. So I've kind of doctored it a bit to be my to be kind of, yeah, well, whatever. But anyway, it's got a little tie on it, which is nice and easy to make, isn't it, Max? Can you see this, or is Max in the way?
Max is there.
He's waiting for me to do something, and I can't figure out what. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, yeah, and I've got the ephemera, the die cut ephemera to go with the papers as well. The papers are 6x6, but you open it, it's a flag book. So a flag book, it's kind of like an accordion binding. As you can see, I haven't finished it yet. I'm working on it. But it's got these little bits in there. It's called a flag book anyway. But I've added a couple of little pockets in here. You know, actually, Max, you are in the way. And I've just put some, some photo mats in there. So nothing too exciting, but, photos, because that's what these books are for. Apparently. And then I've just decorated up some of the flags and put some of the die cut ephemera on, and Max is really helping now. But you get the idea. Anyway, so this is a flag book. So that is what are you going? Right, he's moved. I can show you properly. So yeah, so this is the flag book. And that's what we're going to make. And this is going to be, excuse me, Max. This is going to be Sunday, the 6th of March. We're going to do this one, and it'll be 7:30 in here. Free of charge to take part, as always, in the classes in here. I will put a resources list up, but I say kits, they're £15, including UK postage and packing, and those will go in the shop tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That was my ink pad. You're not seeing the colours properly on this. It's not showing up the colours, but the colours are really deep and bright, and pinks and purples and it's gorgeous blues. And it's just not showing up. It looks really wishy-washy. And I'll take some photos in the morning, okay? But it's ever so easy to put together. But that will be our next 6x6 Sunday. Right, tonight. This is another one of our little inserts, which, to be honest with you, I think they're probably too big to be inserts, but they're still fun. And I've made this one so that all the kits are on their way now. If you've had the yearbox kit. And we'll start that next Wednesday. So I thought, well, we need something to do tonight, and it's about time we had another insert. So this is what we've got. It is 5 inches by I can't remember. Some inches. Sorry, Max. Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't Max. That was me. Are you going to chase the ribbon? Oh, don't move.
Seems lots of gravity in here tonight.
So 8 inches. So it's 5 by 8 inches, and it opens up. And here you've got just a normal little simple pocket, a couple of photo mats, and I've given you all the sizes for the photo mats as well. And then on this side, what we've got is this pulley outy thingy. I never know what to call these. And I put a couple of little photo mats in there as well. The paper that I've used is actually Simple Stories Homegrown. And I've used one of the layout kits. I know I shouldn't really, but I did. I used one of the layout kits. And I used mainly this one. Which is the basics paper that goes Farmhouse Garden or something it's called. I thought it was called Homegrown, whatever. But this is actually, I have a crop that meets on, well, usually the first Saturday of the month. And we usually have a kit. And this is the kit from last month that I said I'm not going to do until next month because I want to make something out of it. So it may be that I've got a couple of kits spare. If I don't sell them all at the crop, I'll let you guys know, and, I'll put them in the shop. But anyway, so you open this up again, and what we've got is exactly the same on this side. So we've got this openy uppy thingy, what's it thing?
What's it?
I don't know what they're called. With a couple of photo mats in there. And we're just going to close that up, a simple closure. And then this time I have actually used some magnets, because who doesn't like that noise? And then we've just got this is probably the point where I realise I haven't finished it, but I have actually. I haven't finished it because I'm putting it on there. Just a waterfall-y thing. Okay, so it is really easy to put together, and quick. And I put that at the bottom because I forgot to put my this bit, the closure, on before I decorated it, which was a bit stupid, really. But anyway, so that is what we're going to make tonight. Now, where's Max gone? Is he gone? Don't know. Okay, so I'm going to make this with you, but I am not going to decorate it because it's going to take too long. So let's get going. Grab your trimmers. And first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out and we're going to make the base of the book, okay? And then we'll put all the flappy bits on afterwards. So I want you to cut 3 at 5 by 8 inches, okay? Now, we will be cutting these down slightly, but for now, we're just going to stick with 5 by 8. Okay. Now, I have something that I need you to think about this evening. I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
I know. For a mixed media book. And I know that doesn't appeal to everybody.
Mixed media.
And this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, do you remember last year I did that Wizard of Oz online retreat?
I don't remember last week.
No, I know, me neither. Well, what I'm thinking of, because I'd like to do something like that again, I'd like to do a mixed media mini book. Because I don't think mixed media is going to appeal to everybody. And to be honest with you, you're going to kind of have to have what I'm thinking of, if you see what I mean. So it would be a difficult class to do without the kit. So this is what I'm thinking. Would this be of interest? So I'm talking about a kit that has dies in it. And that's important. You'd have to be able to cut some dies because that's the whole kind of point of the book. So it would have dies, it would have texture paste, it would have stencils, it would have paints. Is this something that you would like to do? So it's not kind of like a kind of like a journaling mixed media sort of thing, if you see what I mean. It's more about texture. Okay, so it would, right. Because my worry is that it's got stuff in that, you know, it's kind of narrow because of the dies and stuff. So, all right, okay, all right. Well, I am actually talking to the lady that gave me the inspiration next week. So watch this space. Excellent. Right, so I want you to cut now. I want you to cut 1 at 5 by 9 inches. I was just really worried that it was kind of like going to be a bit too narrow, you know, a thing. Interest, yeah. Okay, and then I want you to cut 2 at 5.5 by 9.
Alison says she's sent you a PM.
Have you? Okay, I will have a look. What did I say this was?
5.5 by 9.
5.5 by 9. And we want 2 of those, don't we? Yeah.
Kathy asked you to ship internationally.
Oh, sure do. We sure do. What we tend to do, though, is you'll find that if it's a light parcel, it's under 2 kilos, we send that Royal Mail, which can take quite a while, although it is usually extremely reliable. For heavier parcels, or if we need speed, we go with FedEx, who have always been excellent to us. And it's not always the cheapest option, but I will say they have got a parcel. Where are you? But Canada, is it Canada? Yeah. Well, here's an example. We've got a parcel from us, which is the middle of the UK, to the middle of America in 36 hours. Incredible. So, right, okay, so now we're going to cut our connectors. And these are 3 by 8 inches, and we want 2, don't we? I think.
We don't.
I'm going to find out this isn't 3 inches now. No, it's not. So I'm jumping about all over the place tonight. I'm not really very focused, am I? It's been a bit of a tough day. Actually, it's been a tough week. What day is it? Wednesday.
Tomorrow, I think. It's got to be tomorrow.
Okay, so let's put that to one side. Let's put Max's toys to one side. Grab your scoreboards. Now, those first 3 that we cut out that were 5 by 8 inches, we are not going to do anything with those.
No scoring. Judith's time.
Hi, Judith. Hello, lovely. Well, it's all right because I'm not. Oh, light. Is that the light or is that the what's called?
It's
the thingy. Yeah. So those 3 by 5 by 8 inches. They're putting those to one side. We are not scoring on those at all. Okay. The next one that we've got that was 5 by 9 inches. Where's my pointy thing? Oh, here it is. I want you to score on the 9-inch side. So we're going to have 9 inches at the top. I want you to score at 1/2 inch. And I want you to score at 8.5 inches. Okay? Nice and easy. The next 2, we're going to score in exactly the same way. So we're going to score on the 9-inch side at 1/2 inch. And at 8.5 inches. And I want you to turn that round. So we're now going to score on the 5.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. So we're scoring this as if it's a simple pocket, okay? So we've got these 3 score lines that intersect, dead easy. And we're going to do exactly the same with the other one. So we're scoring on the 9-inch side. So that's 9 inches at the top. We're going to score at 1/2 inch. And we are going to score at 8.5 inches. And then on the 5.5 inch side, so that's 5.5 inches at the top now, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay? Now, the 2 connectors that we've got that were 3 by 8, we're going to score on the 3-inch side. So I want you to put your 3 inches at the top, and I want you to score at 1 inch, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, and 2 inches. So what you've got here is a connector that's got these 4 score marks in. I'm presuming that's going to pick up all right on my camera. I'm lagging a bit behind, actually, so I'm just going to assume. Oh, yes, there we go. Perfect. Right, and I want you to do exactly the same again. So we're going to score on the 3-inch side at 1 inch, 1 1/4 inches, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, and 2 inches. Okay, so we've got the same again. All right, dead easy. Right. Boners. Have we got any newbies in here tonight? Or new to us? Oh dear.
Oh, gravity.
Oh, I just wouldn't move if I was you, dear.
Okay.
Probably best. Just don't move. Yes, have we got any have we got any new to us people in tonight? Because this is my boner. This is my big boner. I have zero idea where my little boner is. I appear to have mislaid it. It's a bone folder. But a friend of mine accidentally called it a boner once, and it's been a boner ever since. So I apologise, but you wait till we start kinky mitering. Ellie, don't be silly. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, this is the piece that I've got that's 5 by 9, and this has got the 2 parallel score lines, okay, top and bottom. So we're going to fold on that score line just like that. And we are going to burnish because we want a really good sharp crease. Now, I've gone back to my old card tonight because that was just what I grabbed first. But this is quite a thick card. This is about 240 GSM, which is... Is that about £90?
I think it's like £90.
Yeah, it's quite... But you can use a thinner one as well. About an £80 cardstock thing, which is 160 GSM. So, yeah. Righty-ho. Okay, so... That is our first piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these pieces that hasn't got any scoring on it at all, and we're going to slip it underneath these two flaps here, and we're going to glue it down. But you can see at the moment, that's a little bit bulgy, and this is not a good place to have a bulge. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it down. But while we're here, we might as well just cut the other two down as well. It's far easier for me to tell you to cut 3 at 5 by 8 than saying cut 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. So we're just going to cut that down slightly. One, I'm just going to cut at the top. So I've just nipped a little bit off that. So now when I put that in there, that's nice and flat. Okay. So now I'm just going to cut the other two down ever so slightly. And I'm going to cut them down on the side as well. Just a little bit. Okay. Right, so this one that's got the two flaps top and bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue on the inside of that flap. I'm sure I had a bigger bottle than this earlier.
It was on the floor. Oh.
Max probably had it. So a little bit of glue, top and bottom. Okay. And we're going to glue that down like that. What are you doing, dear?
There's all kinds of things on the floor.
I know, there's loads of stuff on the floor. I blame Max. He wasn't here and it wasn't his fault, but I'm going to blame him.
Nice to change from there.
Okay, so what I've got is my middle. This is actually going to be our middle page, and this has got 2 holes in it. Okay, like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make our 2 outer pages, and to do that, we're going to have these pieces that we scored earlier on that have got the intersecting score lines. Now, if you need to me, we're now going to do what we call kinky mitering, because you know, we've got to have some fun with this bookmaking. So we have gussets, flaps, kinky mitering, big boners, little boners, and goodness knows what else. So be prepared. And if you are of a nervous disposition, this might not be the right place for you. But never mind. So what we're going to do now is I am going to kinky miter my corners. And when I say kinky miter, what I mean is this. Instead of mitering straight across and cutting off this square that I've got in the corner there, I am going to snip up to where the score lines intersect, like that, okay? And instead of going straight across, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change the angle of my scissors slightly, and I'm going to cut it like that. So I don't know if you can see, but that is not exactly straight. It's got a bit of a kink in it. It's kinky. Okay, that one's a bit more obvious. All right, so you can see it's got a bit of a kink in it. Now, the reason that I do that is because I have found, I mean, I've been making books for, I don't know, somewhere between 20 and 30 years. I don't know, a long time, which is quite good considering I'm only 21. But when you fold these flaps now, the last thing that you want is for these two sides to overlap. So I just cut a bit of a kink in it so that they don't overlap, basically. Because we just don't want a bulge there either. Now, it might leave you with a bit of a gap, but that doesn't matter because you're going to cover it. You're going to cover it with pattern paper, so nobody's going to see. So I've just folded on my flaps, and now I'm going to give it a bit of a burnish.
Rubby.
Like that. And I'm going to take another one of these pieces that we cut a bit of the side off and a bit of the top off. And I'm just going to check it for size. So if I slip it inside there, it's going to slip in and it's going to stay flat. Now, we need these two edges here and here to be parallel to each other, absolutely flat. But I'm going to put some glue on the inside of that flap. like that. Hey, when did you do cakes?
I don't know. We was eating our
Chocolate. I don't know. Did you ever miss out on Wendy's cakes? Right, so then we're going to just glue that down, okay? So let me just use my big boner. Okay, so now what I've got is I've got my page that's just got one opening because this side is enclosed. Oh, she did. I'll have to go and have a look. Missed out on that one. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same on the other one. So we are going to snip up to where the score lines intersect.
Thanks.
I know. Oh, you go and have a look and tell me what I can have. So I'm going to fold.
I couldn't use another thing till I see the action.
Well, I got that sauce, didn't I, in with our shopping yesterday? That, who remembers when they were a kid? I presume you could get this in other countries, and it wasn't just the UK. That, what was it called? The one with the topping that was liquid and it went hard.
Yeah.
Magic. Was it called magic topping or something? And it was like a sauce that you poured onto your ice cream, but when it hit it, because it was cold, it went hard. Anyway, I found some. Right, okay, that seems to fit all right.
Yes, there's some rather nice looking things.
How did I miss those?
We were eating chocolate.
Oh. We did have salad for tea, to be fair. I don't want you to think that, we're just eating chocolate.
Chocolate and ice cream.
We did have salad as well.
Not on the ice cream.
No. Right, let's squidge that down. Okay, so now I've got my 2 end pieces, which are these ones that haven't got the openings, only at one end. And then we've got this one that has got the opening on 2 sides. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our connectors now to put it together. So what I'm going to do, just to make it a little bit easier for myself, maple syrup. Yes. Ice chalk. That's it. Yeah. Well, anyway, you can still get it. I got some. I'm going to snip up to where those score lines start on my connectors. So you can see here, just up to where their score lines start. I'm just going to snip off those corners like that. Okay, let me just get rid of that. And I'm going to start off with the one that you can pop to, you can see all the way through. Now, when I'm putting my book together, I like to have all the flaps on one side. Okay, and for me, the flap is on the back, really. It is and it's not. But anyway, the flap's all on the same side. So what I'm going to do is I have got my connecting piece here. And when we were scoring, the way that I describe it, which I think is the correct term technically, is this piece, that the side that I scored on has got a dip in it, and that's the valley. And then obviously on the back where it's pressed through, that's the mountain side. So I am going to put my valley side on the same side as the flap. And I'm just going to pop that in there like that. And I'm just going to make sure that it fits before I glue anything down. And it does fit, so that this connector, the top and the bottom of the connector, is absolutely on the same line as my page there. Probably, Jill, I will have a look. Yeah, ask is. Yeah.
Have a look, it is.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some wet glue. And if you're new to making books, I thoroughly recommend wet glue rather than tape. Because tape over time, and I don't care how good the tape is, over time, is going to disintegrate. And I could show you some books that I made back in the early days that have fallen to pieces. So what I've done is I put some wet glue onto both sides of that flap bit up to the score lines. Okay, those first score lines. And I'm going to slip that in like that up to that first score line. Make sure it's straight. And I'm going to push that down. Okay, so this is my connector. And that part of my page is now enclosed. So I'm going to get my other connector. I'm going to just chop those corners off on that one as well. Okay. Let's check it for size.
And it says the first book she made with tape and it's crooked now.
Well, I don't know. I can't help it with it being crooked. That's your own fault, woman. But they do fall to bits. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to pop glue on the front and back of that connector up to where the first score line is. I'm going to slip it into this side like that, and I'm going to glue that down. Okay, so my page, which had 2 open ends, now is enclosed completely. Okay, so let me take one of these end pieces. Now, I said I like to have my flaps all on the same side. So this is where my flaps are. This is the valley. And I'm just going to pop that on there and just make sure that it fits, which it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on this side like that. Very easy. And up to the score line on that side. Do as I say, don't do as I do, please. And I'm going to slip that inside there like that, like a glove. And I'm going to glue that down. Okay. Glue. I don't know why I say I'm going to do mixed media because I hate getting my hands messy. Okay. All right. So that's that side. So now we're going to do exactly the same on this side. So this is going to go inside there like that. Okay. So a bit of glue.
Okay.
I'm sure I had another bottle. Glue on both sides.
That one fell on the floor, don't you?
I don't know. That's the one I picked up, isn't it?
Have you picked up?
No, that's the one that's half empty. Oh, the one
by,
that's right by me.
The one by your elbow.
Yeah, that'd be it. Okay. Thank you, dear.
All right.
Right, so there we go. So that's the base of the book all put together. And if you haven't made a book before, if you want to give this its technical name, I'd call this a sort of a folio. It's a very small folio, but it's kind of a folio. And a folio, to me, is a book that doesn't have a hard cover and spine. It has a soft one.
And it loves getting their hands messy.
Well, that's nice. You'll enjoy the mixed media one then. Okay, so that is our book put together, the base of it. So what I want to do now is fold it, okay, into the way that it's going to sit. So you can see this middle score line. You know, we've got these 4 parallel things here. That middle score line, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold on it, okay, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, on that side, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side as well. Okay. I'll just burnish it just to give it a nice sharp crease. So now this is my book and it's going to open up like that. Okay, so if I get my original for you, just to show you, you can see this is the front. Open it up. And we're going to put this thing, flappy foldery thing on here. This bit is going to have this little simple pocket here. We open it up again, and we're going to put our waterfall on here, and we're going to put that other flappy bit, foldery bit there. Copydex smells amazing, Tracy. Not that I've suggested, but that's the thing. No, Copydex, do you remember? It's really gloopy. And you used to get it in a sort of like a squat bottle that had it had the brush in the lid.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
And it was kind of like really thick and white, and it had quite a distinctive smell. Righty-ho. Okay, so let's put that to one side and let's start cutting out the bits that we need. What we're going to do is we might as well start with these flippy flappy foldery things, okay? So grab your trimmers. And we are going to cut 4 at 3.5 by 8 inches. Okay, so 4 at 3.5 by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3. I've got any bits here that are wide enough. No.
Apparently, the round is the wardrobe pockets.
The wardrobe pockets. All right, let's go with that then. Keep reminding me if I forget. Wardrobe pockets it is.
Yeah, just keep saying it.
Okay, wardrobe pockets. So we want 4
for the wardrobe pockets.
Yeah, at 3.5 by 8. Then I want you to cut 4 at 4 by 3.5. I don't know. It's very quiet, which is very suspicious. I think I've just done that 3.5 by 3.5 because I'm an idiot.
Yes. I mean, no.
Okay, I need one more.
More?
And whilst we're here, we might as well cut our photo mats to go inside these pockets. And we're going to cut 4. Now, this is, I'll explain why this is an odd size, but we're going to cut 4 at 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. And the reason that I'm saying that is because a regular size photo is 6 by 4 inches. Okay, I'm just trying to find one, and I think I've got some over here. Hang on. A regular size photo is, honestly, the junk that I've got in here is unbelievable, is 6 by 4 inches. Okay, and what you, this, hopefully, if this is 6 by 4 inches, what that means is that we can then put a photograph onto our 6 1/8 by 4 1/8 photo mat, and it'll give you a little reveal all around the outside. So it just gives you that little bit of extra, you know, extra size.
That looks like Birmingham.
It was Birmingham. And we want 4 of those. Okay, so put your photo mats to one side because we're not going to do anything with those, obviously, other than cover them when we get around to decorating. But these other pieces we need to score. So, oh, just knocked my thingy on the floor.
You want to sit?
Yeah, I've got it. So grab your scoreboard.
We're scoring.
And we're going to score, first of all, on the 4 that we did, which was 3.5 by 8. We're going to score on the 3.5 inch side. So that's put your 3.5 inches at the top. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And that is the same on all 4. So we're scoring on the 3.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. Okay? 3.5 at 1/2 inch. Right, these ones that we've got that were what, 3.5 by 4? We are going to score on the 3.5 inch side. So that's 3.5 inches at the top again. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And that is exactly the same on all of them. So we're scoring on the 3.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. Now,
don't you just love that?
Well, no, not really.
I think that was the point.
Why have I cut that one? I've cut that one too long. I'll have to cut that one down. Now, at this point, what you can do if you want to, you can either leave it as it is, or if you want to round your corners, you can do that now. So what you need to do is round the corners that are furthest away from your score line. Okay? Oh, come on, don't be silly.
You can do it.
It's because this punch is as old as the hills, but I love it. It's my favourite corner punch. Okay, so I'm just going to punch on, just round my corners on the 2 corners that are furthest away from my score line, okay? You can leave them straight. You do not have to round the corners at all. It just depends on what your personal aesthetic is and what you prefer. Okay.
At least 2 people agree with your love of photo mats.
No. The thing is with photo mats is that they're so important because the paper is so beautiful most of the time that you just don't want to cover it up. So you have to have photo mats, otherwise you're just going to cover it up. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now is the same on every single one, and I'm going to fold on my score line, and I am going to burnish. Now, I just said earlier on that I've just had delivered the next lot of papers for our sub box. The next one of which is due out in April. And I could show it to you, but it is not a brand that I know, and it is not a brand that I have ever come across before. But I suspect some of our American ladies and gents will know it, but I didn't. Now, I haven't done anything with it yet. I suspect it's not going to fold well, but I think it will. The colours are so vivid on it that I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous to work with. And let me get it for you. I've also bought some to use in the Retreat at Home mini book as well, but that's a different one altogether. So do you know, ladies, do you know LDRS Creative? I believe they are an American company, but I didn't know them. I haven't come across them before. So in our sub box, we're going to be using Puddle Jumper. Now, this is a really interesting set of papers because it's a mix between kind of seasidey and rainy days and, you know, April showers is what I was thinking. But I'm going to ignore the kind of seaside side of it because I want our next sub box to be seaside. So these papers, I mean, look at the amount of paper that you're getting. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's got a bit of a sheen to it, which is really rather nice. And the colours are just so bright. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, they're background papers, you know, so not a lot of stuff going on, if you see what I mean. But they're really nice, and I've got that, and I've also got the 6x6 papers to go with them. So that's what we're going to be using for our sub box. It's just a little bit different. I just kind of liked it, and I've got some ideas of making it really interesting. I'm not going to tell you who I'm partnering with on this one. That's a surprise. But this is the one that we're going to use in the retreat at home, and it's just gorgeous. Look at this. It's really rather like that, all the plaids and stuff. So, yeah, watch this space. But I've never come across them. So, yeah, all news to me.
I think they're based in Michigan.
Michigan. Ooh. Who have we got in Michigan? I don't know. But it's really nice paper. It's really nice. And I've just never come across it before. I just thought it'd be fun. Okay, right. So we're going to put our wardrobe pockets on now. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue on that flap that... Oh, use my new glue. Glue on that... Hang on. Put some glue on that flap there like that. And we are going to put this on. This is my inside cover, I suppose you could say. And I'm going to put that right at the edge like that. And I'm going to glue that down. So this is my book. I'm opening it up. And I'm going to put that one there on that far left-hand side, okay? Then I'm going to take another one. I'm going to put glue on that flap. And I'm going to glue this here on this point. This is to the left of the connector, okay? So we're not sticking this onto the connector. We're sticking this onto the pagey bit, all right? So here's my connector here. And then this sticks on there like that. So that's actually on the pagey bit. Now, it doesn't matter which way round you fold them or which way you have them closing. That's up to you, okay? Like that. So I find it's easier to put those long ones on first because what we're going to do now is take one of the small ones. Put some glue on the back of that flap here and miraculously, this actually was an accident. I'm not quite this clever. We've got a gap in between these two flaps here, and that fits perfectly in that gap there between those two flaps. Okay. Like that. So I'm just going to turn this around because it's easier for me to work, and I'm going to put that other flap at the top like that. Okay.
Annie says she likes the look of
Rose's studio. Yeah, I know, I do too. I've got some and it's excellent stuff. I just worry about import duty a lot, really. Okay, so this one, I'm going to put another one on the far right-hand side. I have been looking at it, to be honest with you. It is on the radar. But so I've got some because I bought some for me because it is really nice. The ephemera is amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this on the far right hand side, right up to the edge, like that. Okay. Stick that down. And I'm going to stick my last long bit on there like that. So that's going to fit on the other side. I'm not on the connector at all. Okay. And now I'm going to put these other smaller bits on. And these will just hold our photo mats in place, so they don't slip out. And you can tell I speak from experience here. Okay. So you can see how quickly this little book's coming together. I'm going to make it for a gift or a load of gifts. So quick and easy to put together if you kind of like bulk making, I guess. You've got a big family to make for. Okay, so those are my wardrobe pockets, and they're together, and all they need now is decorating. And my photo mats, I've got 2 for each side. These are going to slip inside here like that. Okay, now I said I'm not going to decorate mine up tonight. I'm not, because that's what takes most of the time. But I will just mention to you, let me just fold this up again so it will all fold flat in the end, don't worry. What I've done here as my closure, what I did was I took a cut apart, and I layered mine up, but I layered mine up twice because I wanted one a little bit bigger than I got. So I've layered mine up onto card, then onto the paper that I used, and then another bit of card. Okay, then I put some glue on the reverse of this cut apart down here, and I glued it onto just this bit down here, onto the flap of this wardrobe pocket, so that when I have this gap here, this other flap will just slip underneath like that, and it holds it together. I haven't used any magnets. It's not an expensive closure. You know, you don't have to be faffing around. You just need to be able to just mat, you know, something, and you can use a cut apart or a photo. Actually, you could use anything on there, you know, just for your closure. And that's a really quick, easy and simple closure. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do this waterfall that is in the very middle of the book. Now, these waterfall bits you will see are exactly big enough for a 6x4 inch photo to have a little bit of reveal around the outside. Now, admittedly, I've put a magnet on mine. And I'm sure that Mark will find my magnet adding video and put it up for you. So if you are going to do it this way and use magnets, that Mark will show you exactly how I've explained how to do that. But in all honesty, this will lie flat without. You don't have to have this bit with the magnet if you don't want it, okay? Because I know magnets aren't for everybody. So if you don't want to put the magnet on, then you can just have the waterfall as it is. And that's what we're going to make next. But if you want to put the magnet on, then I know a surefire way to do that. Foolproof, easy. Took a lot of trial and error, but I figured it out in the end. Okay, so now we're going to cut our waterfall. And what I want to do is I want to cut 4 at 6 5/8, I know, by 4 1/8. And we want 4 of those. So 6 5/8. By 4 1/8. Okay, and those are our waterfall pieces. But now what I want to do is I want to cut my kind of the closure piece, which is, hang on. The closure is 2 by 5 inches. Okay. So trimmer away, grab your scoreboard. Oh, there's so much stuff on the floor down here. I've lost the thing out of the top as well. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to score on each of these pieces on the 6 5/8 of an inch side. So what that means is that we put the 6 5/8 inch bit at the top. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, and that is exactly the same on all 4 pieces. So we're scoring on the 6 5/8 inch side at 1/2 inch. And then our closure, we're going to score on the 5 inch side. So I've got my 5 inches at the top. We're going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold on each of those score lines like that. And I'm going to burnish, get myself a nice sharp edge. Okay. So fold on that score line. Sharp edge. There we go, nearly there. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up my book and I'm going to work on this middle bit here, okay? And I'm going to start by putting some glue here. Actually, no, I'm not. Well, I am, but you're not. If you are decorating your book, you need to put the pattern paper on now for this piece. So just measure, when I put my pattern paper on, I just measure 1/8 of an inch less than the area that I'm covering. So I know this is 5 by 8. So I'm going to cut a piece that is 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. Okay, so I want you to put your piece of pattern paper on there first. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that because this is just my showing you how to make it book. But that's what you need to do. Okay, so once you've done that, put some glue on the back of that flap and you're going to put this first part. Oh, by the way, you can, if you want to, you can round your edges. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this along the very, very top, but I'm going to center it side to side because it's not as wide as the back of the book. So that is centered side to side, but it's glued right at the very, very top. Okay, like that. All right, so that's the first part. Let me just round the rest of the edges. Okay, right, this sort of waterfall is really easy to make. So what we're going to do, we've got our first one on. If you open that up now, you've obviously got this flap here. And the easiest, well, the most brilliant thing about that is that that is now going to form the guide for our next bit of the waterfall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on the back of that waterfall piece like that. And I am going to put this onto my page exactly where that previous flap goes. Okay, centered side to side. I'm going to make sure by putting that down that it all lines up nicely so that we've got a straight line down the side. But we've got, it's going to be incrementally getting longer, I suppose, because we've got this 1/2 inch gap here. And that is measured perfectly when we put it in, okay? Because that bit is 1/2 inch and that is where we're going to start the next bit of our waterfall, okay? So I'm going to lift that up and I'm going to put some glue. There's a pattern here. Oh yeah, I've just remembered. The reason why I added my closure on the back was because I put my pattern paper on before that closure bit. It won't matter if you don't decorate the back bit first. I'll show you in a minute. All right, so that's my 3rd one. And now I'm going to put the 4th one on. So glue onto the back of that flap. Pop that on there like that. Make sure that all lines up nicely. Ooh. Like that. There we go. Okay, so that is my waterfall. Okay? And that all lines up. Now, this bit, which was my closure, which is optional, ideally should fit on the bottom there. But if you've already put your pattern paper on, you're going to have to do what I did, which is to slip it underneath and put it on the back there like that. Okay? So you just want to put some glue on there like that and then pop it into the middle like, it's not quite the middle, about there. Okay. So that is your closure. So you're going to put your magnet on the back here. Now, Mark has already linked you into my how to attach magnets video, which I think you'll find quite useful, and it's not too long. But how you do it is entirely up to you. But what I like to do is find an image. So like I've used one of the out of my paper kit that I had. I've actually used one of the die cut ephemera and I've matted it onto some black card, cut round it, and then I've stuck it onto the top of that flap. You could use a cutter part like one of these maybe if you wanted to. Okay, but my magnet is underneath here, and then I've got a magnet underneath here, so that when I close that, I get that really satisfying noise. So that is how we put together our waterfall. Okay, so those are those 3 pieces there. That's all done. So what we need to do now, just to finish off, is we need to cut out our inserts and our simple pocket here. Okay, and that is going to fit, pardon me, onto this bit here. Okay, so if I just put that to one side for a moment, what I'm going to do now is get my trimmer. And I'm going to cut out my simple pocket, and I'm going to cut that at 6 by 4 inches. Okay, so 6 by 4 inches. While I'm here, I might as well just cut out my, what do you call them? Thank you, photo mats. Let me get some more cards. And I am going to cut 2 of those at 4 1/8 by 7 1/4. So.
Lisa, she loves how quick you put the box.
And if you are new and you want to know why it's insert number 3, is because we've already done 2, and they are in. If you're new into the group, into Paper Scissors Story, your Bible post is one that is pinned to the featured post at the top of the group, and it's called Mini Books and Where to Find Them. And in that, what you will find is all of our previous classes. You'll find photos of the books. So if you like the look of one, if you click on the link underneath the photo, it should take you to our OneDrive where we keep all of the cutting guides and the videos, mostly if I've remembered to upload them, for each book. So you should be able to find what you're looking for in there. Okay, right, so we're nearly done. So we're going to score on the 6-inch side, okay, at 1/2 inch and at 5.5 inches. We're going to then turn it round and we're going to score on the 4-inch side at 1/2 inch. So this is exactly the same as the kind of the pages that we made at the very beginning. All right, so we've got our 3 score lines intersecting. So what I'm going to do now is a bit of kinky mitering. So I'm going to snip up to those score lines, change the angle slightly and snip off those corners like that. And then I'm going to fold on those score lines like that. I'm going to use my big boner. I am going to give those flaps a rub. And now I'm going to grab my book. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to make sure it's the right way up because, you know, you don't want to be ending up with your pocket the wrong way round up here. And yes, I do speak from experience. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue onto those flaps like that. And I'm going to glue this to the very bottom of this page here. So it's going to fit exactly on the page bit. So up to where the connector is. So you can see here, this doesn't have pocket on it. Pocket just starts on this side here, okay? And once that's in and we've got our photo mats, which I've managed to cut out of a completely different sort of card, my beautiful dark black card, which is no more, and those are going to fit in there like that. So that, ladies and gents, is insert number 3. Okay, so if you want to get those finished, please put them in the group because it makes me so happy to see what you guys make.
It does.
It's just inspiring for everybody to see your take on it. And it makes me happy. So do go ahead and do that. The photographs of the book that I made, they're all in the OneDrive. That's already been uploaded. So you can go and help yourself and have a look at that. The 6x6 Sunday kit, which is for Sunday, the 6th of March, will be going into the shop tomorrow at 5 p.m. And we will see you if you want to do a little bit more mini bookmaking tomorrow evening at 7:30 in the other group, Crafting Together with All Brands. I will be posting up a little bit more in the morning about that because you don't know what we're doing yet. I do, which is good. And I even know, thanks to Karen McGinnigal, bless her, she come up with the most brilliant idea for our next project in there. So I'm going to get on and start that as well so that we can start that soon. So we'll see you tomorrow. And thank you for joining us. And don't forget to post in the group. All right then, guys. Lots of love from us. Bye.
Oh.